Well, this is the Mercedes GLS. It's the flagship in the Mercedes range when it comes to SUVs, and a lot of people say that this is the S-Class of the SUV world. Yes, and they're right. Now, nobody knows what the word GLS stands for, but I think it stands for good-looking SUV, because this is one good-looking SUV, and it's also an SUV which has a lot of road presence. Whenever I've driven this car over for the last couple of days, people have stopped and turned around. In fact, one flash of this headlamp has ensured that even Fortuners have moved out of the way. Yes, even Fortuner owners have moved out of the way with one flash of this headlamp, because this car looks really bold on the outside. Now have a look at this grille. It is massive. It eats up all the space in the front area of the car. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 horizontal chrome slats. Also you get that huge Mercedes emblem, and of course lots of elements on the bumpers up ahead. Now these lamps have got multiple elements in them, and they're multi-beam LEDs. What they basically mean is that even though there's one solid beam of light, it offers you that option of bring down the light automatically if the system senses that some other car is coming from the front and maybe you're blinding that person, so the sensors see that and it goes down. You also get the roof rails, and of course the wheels. The wheels really are the big highlight of the car. You get AMG wheels, AMG design wheels on Continental tires, and these are running on 21-inch rims. Yes, these are running on 21 inches, 275 section for both the front as well as the back. The side profile with that almost 5-meter long length also gives it significant road presence, and of course the back end gets that traditional LED treatment at the back, which gives you that traditional Mercedes look. What do you think of the looks of the car? I think it's the best looking car in this price segment, and the best news is that prices of this car have gone down post GST 2.0, so you get price benefits of well over 6 to 7 lakh rupees depending on which variant you choose. Really all good news about the GLS. Let's get started with this review. My name is Ashish Masih. If you come to this channel for the first time, then please like, share and subscribe, and also check out our website carbike360.com for the latest schemes as well as offers. Let's get started. Well, so I'm inside the cabin now of the new GLS, and you can get this car in beige, in black, or of course in this brown, and you can also choose maybe some other colors if you can pay the premium and can pay the price, because Mercedes will spec it up according to your preferences. Now what you'll really appreciate is the quality. It's absolutely first rate, and you also get soft closing for the doors. Let me just show that to you. Now if I bring the door very close over here, it just closes on its own in a very soft manner. I will show it to you from outside. It's a very neat touch, very cool touch, and of course the build quality is absolutely first rate, phenomenal quality. Paddle shifters behind the steering wheel, 1, 2, 3, 4 spokes over here, and all aligned together, and of course 2 over here, so it's a 6-spoke steering wheel, not a 3-spoke. Looks very cool. The only thing is that the touch panels on this steering wheel for the various controls like the music as well as the cruise control can get a little fiddly to operate sometimes, but once you get used to it, it's quite okay. Lots of warning signs, lots of information, lots of stuff in the digital driver's instrumentation, and of course this brilliant touchscreen from Mercedes is the best compared to the Germans. The BMW and the Audi systems are decent, but this one is the best. You of course get the MB UX apps, and of course you get a lot of information on this as well. You can choose the various settings on the car. You can choose the safety systems, collision avoidance, assistance, cameras, parking. You can also choose what kind of driving mode you want to do. Choose the lights, what kind of lights you want, because remember this car has that multi-beam LED setup which we showed you from the outside. You also get a little touch panel over here which you can use, and of course you can move it around like this, and you don't have to physically touch the infotainment screen. Lots of other things over here, like you get the dynamic settings where you can choose the sport, eco, or off-road mode. You can also choose the volume rock over here, and of course the 360 camera, as well as the various functions. You can use the shortcut key over here, radio, telephone, as well as the navigation maps, which are inbuilt already, but most people these days use Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Brilliant system over here, brilliant buttons over here for the HVAC, so you get all the controls over here which look very cool, and 4 big AC vents. Yes, you get 4 of them finished in beautiful silver. Really looks very good, and of course with the black wood over here, and of course the dark finish of the brown over here, all the elements look and feel very premium. Now my favorite feature inside any Mercedes car isn't just the infotainment system or the way this car is, it's the Burmester sound system. Now how do you pronounce it? Do you call it Burmeister? Do you call it Burmester? Do you call it Burmaster? What do you call it? I don't know, because I've really not sat inside expensive cars a lot, but how do you pronounce this? You can let me know in the comment section below, but it's a fantastic system. Of course, as tradition, Mercedes lever for the gear is behind over here where the indicator stalks on most cars, and indicators over here along with, of course, the wiper settings. And you can also choose your seat setting over here, cool seats as well as heated seats, so that's something very unique. Very few cars offer both. And huge place over here where you can keep your odds and ends. USB type C over here, 2 USB type C ports here. There's no USB old school, so you get a lot of ports which are type C. And of course this little rocker to raise the suspension or to bring it down depending on where you're driving. Huge panoramic sunroof as well. And really, as I said, the best point is that this car's cabin feels premium and opulent, and it should, because this car comes at a price of almost 1.5 crore rupees. It is of course the S class of the SUV world, and it shows once you step inside the cabin. The only thing missing is of course massage function on the seats. It does get some kind of massage, but it's not that usual massage where you have the options of playing with your back and lower back and stuff like that. So there's some option there, but it's not really the usual one. 10 out of 10 to the cabin of the Mercedes GLS. Now let's jump in the back seat and see how good that really is, because this car has not one but 2 rows in the back. Well, so I'm inside the second row of seats now. The front seat has been adjusted for a driving position of someone who's about 5'6", 5'7", and my height is about 5'9", 5'10". Yes, you might say, how come I'm saying 5'9"? Because over here, your height tends to reduce, especially for somebody like me who's a little, tubby and a little chummy, and sometimes, you don't stand still or stand straight, so your height does reduce. But just giving you an example, lots of space over here, lots of place to stretch your leg. You don't get that Mercedes S-Class like, seat where the pad comes down and you can easily stretch your feet, but it's still quite good. Now these blinds can be of course brought down like this and put up like this, but of course right now the ignition is off. And again, the Burmester sound system is here. AC vents over here in the pillars as well as over here, and your own climate control zone. So you get 2 zones up ahead and 1 zone over here at the back, so you get 3 zones in total. And of course fantastic place once again, lots of place to keep your odds and ends. And you can also pull this little armrest out like this and sit here like the boss, or you can tuck it away and make it a 3-seater, but 2 is best because it really is a very nice place to be. You also get your own small little screen over, which you can of course pop out like this. It looks very cool, and it's a Samsung Tab device which you can use to operate a lot of things, a lot of functions inside the car. So you can do a lot of stuff when you're sitting in the back and check out what's happening on the car, and lots of other stuff as well. And you of course also get your own screens where you can watch a movie. And going by SUV standards, it is a very good place to be. You can also adjust the backrest angle because you get power seats over here, and you can slide the seats forward like this and take them back also in case somebody tall or short is sitting at the back, depending. And also the head restraint can be adjusted depending on the overall shape and size. I am very impressed by the back seat of this car. I'll give it a very good score of 9 out of 10. Let's check out the last row as well, because this, remember, is a 7-seater at the end of the day. Well, so I'm in the last row of the seats now, and as you can see, the front seats have been moved away forward. The reason for that is that there's no space in the back seat for tall adults like me who are about 5'9", 5'10". The only positive is you get your own USB type C, 2 of them on the left, 2 of them on this side, and large windows and AC vents as well. But other than that, it's not a very nice place to be for tall people. If you're about 5 feet or maybe less than that, if you're a kid maybe, then you'll be okay in these seats for trips. The only good thing is that the knee and hip angle is at a decent 85-90 degree, so it's not very uncomfortable, but space really is at a premium. Let me bring that seat back just to showcase how much space there is. If I bring it to its all back position, it's not really an all back position, but even halfway to the all back position, now you can see space really is at a premium over here, even in the half back position. So that's something which you need to live with. Adults will not be happy, but children should be quite okay in these seats. I'll give it a respectable score, or really an average score of 6.5 out of 10. Now let's quickly show you the boot and then take it out for the driving, because the driving really is the creamy part of this car. Well, let's quickly show you the boot space on this car. Now the boot area is quite big. It's a very nice and significant boot. Lots of area to store away your luggage as well as your odds and ends, and you also get a space saver over here along with the jack and stuff like that. So Mercedes has used the space quite well. Very soft and nice carpeting, so you feel premium and posh even when you're opening up this area. But mostly people will keep a chauffeur for this function and not really do it themselves. Now there are lots of buttons on that side and a lot of them on this side. What do they all do? Well, if you press this button over here, for instance, or you press it like this, then the seats, they go down. As you can see, the seats have started going down, and you'll also see that all the seats will go down if you press all these buttons over here. What you'll also like is that the suspension can go up and down from the button over here. So let me show that to you for a moment from this angle. Then you press this over here, for a couple of seconds. The suspension right now is in its maximum position, so you press it like this and it'll go back down. So that's something which happens. As you can see, the car is going down now. Slowly you can see it's going down. You have to release the button, and of course if you want to bring it up again, you press the button once again and then it comes back up. It takes a couple of seconds for it to get the message onto the computers and then it goes back up. Don't do it without switching the engine on, because that can drain the battery, but we are doing it so that the engine noise doesn't interfere with the microphone. What do you think of this, and what do you think of the features and the seats? I think it's a very good feature and deserves all the credit that is due. Now let's jump to driving bits and tell you how it is to drive. Well, so now I'm driving the Mercedes GLS. Yes, this is the big daddy of SUVs. This of course is the S-Class of the SUV world. That's how Mercedes markets it, and that's how most buyers also talk about this car. Now the first thing that you'll notice is that the diesel engine on this car is extremely refined. Yes, it's a very good engine in terms of refinement. You just don't get to know whether it's a diesel or a petrol when you start it off from cold. It really is fantastic. In fact, I took a long time to figure out if it's a diesel or a petrol, and if Mercedes has made a mistake by sending me a petrol instead of a diesel. Then I checked the rev counter here and it showed me 4,500 RPM. When I saw that, I realized that it's a diesel, because normally petrols rev all the way up to 6,000 or 7,000 RPM. Diesels usually rev only till 4,000 or 4,500 RPM. But it doesn't show when you drive this car. It's a fantastic car in terms of the sheer refinement levels. It really is very good. What you'll also appreciate is the ride quality. It's got a very nice wafty ride quality, so it eats up most of the bumps and potholes. It's as good as the S-Class, almost as good, but being a car which is heavier and also much longer, and it has a lot of road presence. It has this SUV design, so it's not as good or as comfortable as the S-Class. It's pretty close, but not as good as the S-Class would be. But it comes pretty close. It's better than all rivals from Mercedes and Audi, which really have much harder or stiffer suspension setup. This one has a very soft suspension setup. What you'll especially appreciate about this car is also the fact that the visibility is good all across. Front visibility, side visibility, rear visibility is all good, and of course you get all these assistant features from the driver assistance system. So that's also quite helpful, because it's a big car and you need all the help you can get driving it, especially in the city. What you'll also enjoy is the overall steering wheel feedback. Now if you drive it in comfort or the eco setting, then the steering wheel feels very light and it has good controls, but it feels very light. But if you choose the sport setting, then it becomes much heavier and it definitely adds a lot more weight, and it just feels a lot more lively to drive. The engine also becomes a little more aggressive, because it's a very powerful engine, 360 bhp, 750 Nm of torque, so it is a quick-witted car. And the gearbox also, a 9-speed automatic gearbox. You can take it up to 6 speeds. Below 60 it goes till only 5 speeds. Above 80 it goes to about 7 and 8, and above 100 it goes till the 9th gear. Before that it just doesn't shift gears, but it's a very quick-witted gearbox. You shift gears and it does it instantly by hitting the pedal over here. And overall, I think the driving experience of this car is very enjoyable. It just doesn't have that same kind of sharpness to it like the BMW rivals offer, but it still is a very good car. Mercedes makes cars towards comfort, and this one also is aimed at comfort rather than aiming it outright in terms of performance. So in that department, I really appreciate what Mercedes has done with this package. Overall, a very enjoyable experience. I'll give it a good score of 9 out of 10. Really enjoyed driving this car all day today, and I hope Mercedes keeps sending me their cars so I can review them for you. If you've enjoyed this video till the end, then please give us a like. If you haven't enjoyed it, you can give us a dislike, because that's your right. Also, let me know in the comment section which other kind of cars you liked to be showcased, and don't forget to share this video with all your friends, because that's what makes all the difference to our channel. Because if you give us more views and we get more subscribers, then manufacturers will automatically think we become more influential and give us cars like this much faster than they do. Well, so what's my final verdict with the new GLS 450d? Now this is a car which is the king of the road, and it has to be, because it costs you about 1.5 crore rupees. It really is best in terms of the road presence, best in terms of the seat and the overall comfort. And if you want an SUV from the Mercedes family, then the diesel offers you that torquey engine along with that supreme refinement, which even some petrols will find hard to match. Overall, I'll give it a full 5 out of 5 stars. It deserves a full score of 95 out of 100. Yes, only 5 marks have been cut, because I think that Mercedes could have reduced the prices further to give you an even sweeter deal. But I'm just nitpicking right now. It really is a superb car and a superb package. If you have this kind of cash, go for the GLS.